Like to welcome everyone to our park board meeting. We're calling it to order. Do we have any announcements? It looks like we do have public comments. If those folks who would like to comment would take a step up to our podium so that everybody can hear you guys on, no? Nobody
Unless
wants to
these guys-
speak?
They're here to do some reports for you.
Oh, okay. No public comments then. We're going to move forward with the approval of meeting minutes from March 19th, 2025.
I would make a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The meeting minutes from March 19th, 2026 are approved. It looks like we've all signed off on the April claims, so do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make a motion to approve the April claims.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, April claims are approved. Human Resources report, do you want to talk about anything, Chip?
Nothing really in particular. Just you'll see this one's bigger than normal. It's because this is where we're hiring all the lifeguards and kickapoo counselors and concession workers.
You guys have a lot of good folks in the queue.
We do. We'll meet with all of them at the same time on Saturday, May the 9th. That will be the initial training, and then over the next couple of weeks, we'll do more detailed training at their job. So
Very
It's coming quick,
exciting,
so.
Very exciting. Does anybody have any questions on the report, or do we have a motion? Looks like Tammy has a question.
Are we, I know earlier in the year, we talked about a possible, bonus for those lifeguards that,
we did. I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot to mention that. We did mention that at a February park board meeting, I believe, that we were thinking about implementing that. Within that time frame, we really hit it hard trying to advertise for lifeguards. And by the next meeting, we didn't need to do it. So we have an abundance of lifeguards. I think, how many do we have off the top of your head, Nick? 35. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
good. I should have kept my mouth shut.
But don't worry, if we get into that next year, we'll come back to you, because a lot of places use those incentives. We just happen to not need it this time, so.
Well, that's good.
Tell it Tammy, okay.
That's good.
That's fine.
Okay, so do we have a motion to approve the Human Resources report?
I'll make a motion to approve that also.
Second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Human Resources report is approved. Do we have any old business to talk about?
We don't.
All right, moving on to new business. Aquatic Maintenance Service Agreement with Landmark.
So this is something new. So historically, well, over the last 5 or 6 or 7 years, we've employed a full-time aquatics director. Last year, if you recall, our aquatics director left us at the end of March, which left Nick and I scrambling at the end to, we didn't even have one lifeguard hired by the end of March last year. Nick and I, over the 6 weeks, were able to not only staff the pool, we get it ready and all that good stuff. In the meantime, I say that because normally our aquatics director would do a lot of this stuff. Now, as the pool stuff gets older, of course, obviously a lot of this stuff is from 2012, 2013, which we'll talk about in another topic in just a second. The things are getting older, which they're starting to break down more. They require more maintenance and those kind of things. Last year, we spent right at $20,000 just on emergency calls and maintenance calls for mechanical equipment at the pool. Especially, like, for some reason, it always happens to us around July the 4th. And we have to, like, I think we were at the pool on July the 2nd, a year or two ago at 1 o'clock in the morning. Trying to get the thing to start back up. This is a service agreement from Landmark Aquatics, and Landmark Aquatics is the new name for what used to be Spear Corporation. And Spear Corporation does, I would think, 90% of the pool maintenance for all public pools in Indiana. They even maintain the high school and the middle school pool here. This is a service agreement that we would enter with them, that they would maintain and come out and monitor the major equipment that we have at the pool pumps, the filtration system, the mechanical systems, all that kind of stuff. We're paying it anyway. We pay it on an emergency basis. So we're trying to,
cut down on
we're
that.
trying to do it on a preventative basis instead of an emergency basis. That's what this contract is. It is $15,807 a year. The cool thing is that they only bill us a quarterly, which is weird because there are 2 quarters that we won't have anything, the pool won't be going, but obviously we maintain a lot of stuff in the summertime. It would be a savings there again compared to the $20,000 we normally do. It would be a 3-year contract. I did have Lynn review it. I'm gonna plug Lynn for just a second. Lynn redlined 3/4 of this contract, and they changed every word, which is, I think, unheard of. So kudos to Lynn for looking at this, and she did that fairly quickly for me. And this is the final version that with her suggestions in it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because if I'm looking at this right, it doesn't absolutely lock us in for 3 years because it gives a term for mutually agreeing to terminate.
You can thank her for that. Yes.
Yeah.
That was one of those, it was locked in, and she's like, no.
No, I don't think so.
Good. And then we can do routine things like chemical.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do the routine stuff. This is for ultraviolet light systems, changing bulbs, calibrating things. If the other neat thing in this, if you want to read the details, you can. If parts go bad on chlorinators, they pay for them. We don't pay for them. Part of this agreement, which doesn't, it sounds weird to most people. That happens all the time. You got to remember, once a swimming pool starts up, we start ours up on May the 4th. It goes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week until around Labor Day. So it never stops. So parts break all the time, things happen, and hopefully this will keep us open all the time. So.
Great. Yeah, we just opened ours today, so. Nice. I would like a motion to approve the aquatic maintenance service agreement.
Make a motion to approve it.
Second that.
Will you make that contingent on I'll sign the contract on your behalf? So.
Okay, contingent on you're signing on our behalf?
Yes.
Very good. Chip will sign on behalf of the board. And we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Aye. The aquatic maintenance service agreement is approved. We have a Green Lawn Cemetery rule change.
I want to hear this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what is
Got
that?
my attention on this.
Yeah, good. So I have Dale here. So one of the reasons why, okay, so I'm sure I talked about this in January. If not, it was the previous January, but it was a January. Well, I talked about that I wanted to get our staff more involved in park board meetings because you don't need to necessarily hear it from me. I'm not the one that deals with it every day. And this is a great example. Dale popping up to the podium. Dale's a cemetery sexton. This is another reason I think you should know who works for us. Dale, how many years have you worked for us now?
Going on 8, I
Yeah.
believe, with part-time and full-time.
Yeah, so Dale's done this for a while. Dale is doing an absolutely fabulous job at the cemetery. If you haven't went by and noticed, it really looks good. It's not got anything to do with me or anybody else. It's got to do with him and his staff. I just sign when he spends money. That's really all I do. They run into problems every so often at the cemetery. And one of the things back in 2012, yes, 2012, yes, no, 2008, when I inherited the cemetery. No, it was 2012, because Joe McGinnis, thank you, it's 2012. We inherited the cemetery. Part of that meant that we now manage the cemetery. It doesn't matter if it's rules or prices. We've done prices and that kind of stuff before. So every so often we'll have these issues at the cemetery. One of them he's currently having is with shepherd's hooks. So we're going to talk about all kinds of weird stuff sometimes. Another one that we're not going to talk about today, but you're going to hear about in the future, has got to do with borders around headstones.
Yes.
It's a real issue for them out there, and so are shepherd's hooks. Mainly because when they're out mowing
I knew it was a mower.
in sections, they're right at their face.
Oh,
So when they're mowing and going back and forth, they've been whacked a few times out there. And he's been accused of stealing many, many shepherd's hooks over the years. We don't routinely steal people's shepherd's hooks by policy. But we wanted to bring that to your attention because once we start having those issues, I can't just arbitrarily say we're not having shepherd's hooks anymore. That's you, not me. But it's a safety issue, and if Dale, you want to elaborate on that, you can.
Yeah, just like Chip said, it's mostly a safety issue because when we're mowing, it's different than mowing anywhere else because we're trying to get close to the stones and we're constantly looking down. So I've been hit 2 or 3 times in the face. And sometimes I'll get caught on the roll bar of the mower, then yank out of the ground and flip up and hit you in the back of the head. And probably 60% of them don't even have stuff on them half the time, so.
And that's why they miss
I
them a
did-
lot.
I did drive through today. My daddy's out there, so I drive through often. And I was just taking a look around and I noticed, I thought, and I'm guilty, I'm one of them. I don't always have one hanging on there.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see for myself because I had a feeling this was going to come up.
Yeah. And that the ones that don't have them really are a bigger issue too, because there again, if you're mowing and you're trying to concentrate on the ground and all of a sudden it's there and you don't
Yeah.
see something hanging on it, it becomes a big issue for those guys, so.
Some people put some odd things on them sometimes. Like I got one down the shop where somebody welded knives all over it with the knives open. So I actually did take that one, but, yeah, so.
Okay, well, are you going to be proposing a rule change to us, or?
Yeah, so we are. So one of the things I thought about, because we did put it on the agenda, because I did want to have an initial discussion with you. I do think we should be very transparent when we do things like this. So I don't think it's something that you should vote on today, because it's probably just going to be the first time somebody's going to hear about this. They have now 30 days to come and tell Dale what they think about it, or tell us, or email us, or whatever. Mail.
Does this go before the city council also?
No, it just
or
goes before
is
you.
us?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then would the cemetery be mailing out letters to all whoever's, or is it just going to be a notice in the paper, public notice?
We'll try to put a notice in the paper, because there are literally 18,000
Yeah, and who knows,
different people out
well,
there. Yeah,
There's so many of them, there's nobody left.
Yeah.
that's correct, yeah.
We talked about posting signs at every entrance for a month or 2
Yeah.
to give people
We
kind of
talked about that.
forewarning before we take them.
Yeah.
And
I
you
would-
got to remember, there's a lot of out-of-state people that,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I mean, so you're not left with just an absolute plethora of shepherd's hook. I would like to request at least 60 days' notice, but,
I like it.
Yep. And then like the ones that looks like they specially made with names and stuff on, we'll obviously save those in the shop.
yeah, and
So
tell them
something
that
like
they
that.
can pick them up after
Yeah.
that timeframe, but I understand, and I appreciate all the work that you guys do, because
Thank you.
it's a lovely cemetery, and I do love it, so.
Yeah, it is beautiful. I think what we could do as part of the signage is indicate within 60 days, we're going to have to remove shepherd's hooks for safety reason. Within that period of time, please, take the opportunity to take your shepherd's hook home, and, we're very sorry, but we're trying to do the best we can,
Yeah.
so.
And we have done research. A lot of places don't allow them.
Oh, I
So,
know.
yeah.
That makes sense. I
does.
mean, you want to see your loved one's resting place maintained, and in order to be able to do that, our staff need to be safe, so.
So here's my recommendation to you. I don't want you to vote on it today. It'll give people 30 days to really comment on it. If we want to come back in 30 days and do it, and then we'll give them 60 or 90 days even to get rid of them after that.
Maybe after
Sounds good.
toward the end of summer, because that's when they're
Yeah.
going to be used the most anyways.
I agree, yep.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, so
Thank
let's,
you.
thank you. If we could get the signage up maybe this week, and that way, especially with folks maybe coming for Memorial Day or
Yeah,
anything
definitely-
like that.
definitely need
Absolutely.
Plenty
something
of
up by
time,
Memorial
plenty
Day.
of notice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds
thank
good.
you.
Thank you.
You'll be back, don't worry.
Yes, we'll see you next month, probably. Okay, let's talk about the JC Fiber high-speed internet for Youngs Creek Park.
So I just
and
want
camp.
to let you know that this actually went before the Border Works a meeting or two ago. And the city went into contract with JC Fiber to provide high-speed internet at the amphitheater. We have some internet down there before, but if you've ever been to a concert down there, your phone probably doesn't work, or your texting doesn't work, and you're frustrated because there's so many people down there that it's sucking up all the bandwidth. That
okay, that's what it is?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can't use it. So JC Fiber is actually going to install high-speed internet down there for us. really for twofold, not just for the public, which obviously is a huge advantage, but it's also a huge advantage for our vendors. Because you think you have a problem, they're trying to take money on squares and all kinds of other stuff, and it just sits there and spins. So they'll have dedicated logins very specific bandwidth just for them. It's $500 a month. We will pay it, but what we'll do is next year, because it's really too late to do it this year, we'll actually just put that onto the vendor. We'll up the fee to $20 or something, and it'll cover the fee for the year. So I just want to let you know that it wasn't anything we need to do, but hopefully when your phone, when you get down there this year, you're gonna be like, ooh, this is really nice, because
Just
you
always
do
said
stuff.
Franklin sits in a bowl, and we're at the bottom
That's
of the
very
bowl.
true too. One other thing that we also entered into a sponsorship agreement with JC Fiber. We did not, so the installation equipment was about $27,000, and they waived all of that fee. And in turn, we gave them a $25,000 sponsorship over 5 years for the concert series. So we ended up not paying anything up front. So
Wow.
yeah, which is great. So
Great.
Good negotiating.
Way to go. All right, so we need to ratify contract approval for Coherent Designs for the third laser show at Youngs Creek Park.
So I wanted Holly to talk about the details of this, because this is really cool. This is going to be the first time the public's going to hear about this.
Is this like one of those GPS or the what do you call it?
No fireworks.
Yeah, it's a laser show. So the mayor, Greenwood had one last year. So when the mayor went to the State of the City there, he came back and he said,
We gotta have
we gotta
one."
have one of these. Greenwood had one, we gotta have one. So it's really kind of cool, because I went to our fireworks people, because I figured maybe they did it or they work with someone. They do it, but they couldn't do July 3rd. So they set me up with somebody who used to work with them, and at Coherent Designs. And Will has been amazing. We've FaceTime, we've talked a million times. These shows are not cheap. So the mayor told me my budget was $7,500. You can't touch it for that. So this guy is doing a $15,000 show for $7,500. His grandma used to live in Franklin. Her dad was a dean at the college way back in the day. And then her husband, his grandpa, was a professor at the college for a while. So I'm in the process of looking up all that so I can share that with him when he comes too. So it really has, his parents are so excited that he's coming to Franklin, and so it just worked.
Hometown.
It's great, yeah.
Oh.
So they'll have 8 different lasers in different areas of the amphitheater. And I didn't know this. I've learned a lot. I knew nothing about a laser show. They have to have smoke machines for the laser show, because they have to have something to hit. Interesting. So, yes, and I mean, they have to go with the FAA and their, all these things, and direct light, or you go in a different way, and blah, blah, blah. Like, you have to rent airspace for this time or whatever. So it's been quite eye-opening, because I didn't know what all it was going to entail, but a lot.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
neat. Is it in lieu of the fireworks or with it?
No, so we were going to overlap them a little bit. It's just kind of going to be too hard. So they're going to do, theirs will go the 10 minutes before the fireworks go off.
Oh, okay.
So, and then the fireworks will be about 23 minutes, and we did beef those up this year since it was the 250th, so. It's going to be like, I don't know, 35 minutes worth, so
Wow.
it'll be fun.
It'll be a lot of
July
fun.
2nd, okay, I gotta stick
Yeah.
around town
July
that day.
3rd.
July 3rd.
Okay.
It's a Friday.
Yikes, okay, I gotta stick around then.
You do.
Can't go to the lake yet.
No.
All right.
Any question? Oh, and it'll be set to music, just like the fireworks are set to music too.
Nice.
Everything I know about air rides, I learned from watching burlesque.
I haven't seen that.
Seriously?
Oh,
All right, you gotta go home and watch it now.
it.
Anybody have any other questions for Holly?
Do you want me to go ahead and talk about that?
You can, so one more thing
Do
real
we
quick.
need to take a vote
Yeah.
to ratify that?
So want you to ratify that contract. I have already signed it, so if you would just ratify it, and yes, you approve it. Because we
Okay.
had to do it and lock in the date.
And Lynn has
Thank you.
done all that, and let me tell you, it was a process but they have pretty much whatever she said, they switched things, and it was a lot.
Yeah.
Nobody
Nobody
So- messes
with Lynn
nobody
Gray.
stands up to Lynn.
They don't, I'm telling you.
You did great on that
She
one,
red she red inked it, I sent it forward, went to their lawyers, and they ended up changing everything, so.
That's great. That's great. So
I make a motion to approve.
second?
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. All right, the contract is ratified.
Can she talk about something down on the list so she can leave?
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm not gonna leave, you want me to wait?
Yeah, just wait then.
Okay.
Okay.
Consider it exercise.
Nick, you're up next.
All right, so upstream prevention, Rise Glow for Hope 5K trail usage.
So this is Nick Millspaw. So I wanted you to meet Nick. So obviously I was just referencing Nick because Nick is also the guy that got thrown in to be the aquatics director last year with 6 weeks' notice. Nick is also our staff member that got the Young Professional Year of the Year from Indiana Park and Rec Association. And he also won the Franklin Friends, also won an award from IPRA. So this is Nick. I brought Nick in case you had any questions about this because I want him to explain the process. So you always see these all the time. We did 4 of them last month. And I got to thinking last month, wow, it would be nice if they knew kind of the process behind it. It's not just somebody that says, hey, I want to have a 5K run. We have a whole process that goes into it. Nick coordinates all that with the police and fire department and everybody else. And this one is a unique one, though. So go ahead.
Yeah, so you want me to just talk about the process first and then get into this one? Sure. So whenever someone reaches out and they're wanting to host a 5K or run in our city, I usually give them a call and I talk to them a little bit about it because they'll have lots of questions about it, like where can we have this? You know, they want to know all the logistics. But I send them a form. It is a run and walk request form that we send out to them that asks all their information. So I find out, you know, what's their organization name. I find out what's the name of the run. We send them rules and regulations just so that way we have a signed copy and to show that, you know, they understand the rules of hosting a run in our trails. And then they actually make their own emergency action plan. And this is a big one. We give them an example to go off of first, but we want people to have a plan in place in case there's bad weather, if, you know, for any emergency, they have a plan in place and contacts. So we ask them to make that. And then we get their liability insurance form, and then we send it over to City Hall for the mayor to sign. So anytime someone wants to host a 5K, we have them go through this process and get it signed, and then bring it here for approval. But the one we have today is for Upstream Prevention and Rise Recovery Coalition. They want to host a 5K called Glow for Hope. The biggest thing they want to do is raise awareness for RISE. They are a group that supports addiction recovery and trying to help raise awareness for those kinds of resources. And this one is actually at night. So this is a lot different because most of our 5Ks are in the morning, but this one is at 9 p.m. at night on June 20th, which is a Saturday. But this one's really cool. So people show up and they wear, you know, really brightly colored clothes. They bring glow bracelets. I think they pass out glow bracelets for people to wear. But it's a lot of fun. Last year they had about 250 people show up, and I'm assuming they're going to have a lot more this year. So.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Really neat. Does anybody have any questions for Nick?
Is that something that requires our approval, or is that?
Yeah, anytime that we have a 5K run, I make sure we run it through you for approval.
Okay, let's
As long as I don't have to run it, I approve it.
Amen to that.
Yes, I make a motion to approve the Glow for
second.
Hope.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
I
but
do
the
want, I
5K
do want
is
some glow
approved.
sticks, though.
Yeah.
You need to join the run.
Yeah, you haven't seen me run.
If it's for glow sticks, I'll gladly join.
Will you grab me
Okay,
one?
we
Thank you,
have a
Harper.
taker. Thank you so much. And congratulations on your accolades. All right, let's get into reports. Scott Park project update.
We've had a lot of meetings about Scott Park. We talked about concession building, one meeting. We've talked about the maintenance building, one building. So we're starting to talk details of very specific pieces. The next meeting for the full group is the first week of May, which is the big unveiling of the first preliminary cost estimate. And you probably won't hear about it in public because usually those things are extremely high, and then it's my job to go and slash all of the fun stuff out of it. So well, at least we'll know a number. So I'll have that for you at the next meeting, what that number looks like. So don't hold that number in concrete. Is what I'm trying to tell you. So.
Okay, well, is there a way we could kind of let people know what we're doing with the QR code in case people want to donate or
Yeah, good idea.
we get a big donor or, you know?
Yeah. I will tell you, the mayor, I'm not going to tell you who it is, but the mayor is in talks with a big donor. So
Nice, okay. I like to hear that.
Holly was in that talk too, so
Chick-fil-A.
That's exciting.
bigger.
Bigger than
Bigger than
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
And I thought we hit like top of the line with Chick-fil-A.
I could really start some rumors and say it was Texas Roadhouse. but
Texas
I'm-
Roadhouse, I knew that was the next one on my list.
Lord.
That is not true, just so.
Okay, let's talk about the pool study update.
All right, so I have met, so you have this, does everybody have one of these blue things?
Yes.
Okay, so I did meet with the HWC engineering since the last time we met, and had some preliminary discussions with them about what a potential pool expansion would look like. Instead of, 10 years from now, building a facility someplace else, off-site, if they could use the existing space that we have, what would that look like? One of the things what we're considering doing is moving the park maintenance facility,
Okay.
which on those pictures you'll see would become a parking lot.
Yep.
And then the main park maintenance facility would then end up being at Scott Park, which is one of the discussions we're currently having. So that would give us room to do other stuff over there. I'm not going to give you a formal presentation on it tonight because they did a really good job on this, but they're missing one piece that I need. And the one piece I need is this is all the frilly cool stuff, right? I need to know the other piece that I need is tell me what a basic renovation of our existing pool would cost. Not with all the frilly stuff, not just, I need to know what we need. In other words, what does the pool need to survive? I believe is the scenario I gave them at the last meeting. I'm meeting with them probably in the next week or two to get that. So at your next meeting, we'll give you a formal presentation on that,
Okay.
the whole thing. But I at least had that. I thought you could at least see it before the next meeting. That is the fun stuff. Just remember, the more bright and fun something looks, the more it costs. So
Oh, yeah.
that's usually how it goes.
Tapstone.
Yeah,
So, but before I
it does look pretty neat.
want to announce what all that is, I think we need that basic. What's the basic level look like?
Yeah.
So,
Very good. Interesting. I like it. Does anybody have any questions on that for Chip? Okay. All right, let's talk about Arbor Day, Liberty Tree planting. Oh, I'm sorry, Earth Day cleanup.
oh, I missed that. Okay, so Nick is leading an Earth Day cleanup in Province Park on Wednesday, April 22nd from 5 to 7. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay, you don't need to come up. It's all right. We just want to let you know that was going on. I'm going to run through some of these really quick for you. The Arbor Day, Liberty Tree planting, Holly was here last meeting to talk about. That is coming up on Saturday, April the 25th at 10 a.m., which is the same day as the Spring Vintage Fest. And it's at the amphitheater, so we've moved where we have that. Normally we have that tree planting at the Urban Forest. And honestly, nobody's ever came. So we're going to move it to the amphitheater where a bunch of people are, and we know Les was there. He's always there. And me. It's usually just Les and I. But we'll move it to the amphitheater, and hopefully we'll get more people, because we have been advertising it really well.
Good.
Brian Traers is doing a story next week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Another one I don't know that we talked about last time, but the Mayor's Youth Leadership Council is, their project for this year is they are raising money for pet water fountains that will go onto our existing water fountains, just have a pet water fountain on the end of them. They're having a fundraiser on Sunday, April the 26th from 1 to 3. It's called Pets on the Trail. So if you are bored on a Sunday and want to come bring your pet, and I think it's, Nick, is it like $5? Is it like $5? 20? Ooh, no, I'm just kidding. It's $20. So, but you got to remember it's a fundraiser. So come and support a good cause. That's a really neat project they're doing.
That's great.
First amphitheater event is May the 8th. It's a movie at the Amp. It's Little Rascals. So if your kids have not seen Little Rascals from, I don't remember, is that a 90s movie?
Oh, gosh.
You-
90s movie, I love that movie.
Yeah, so come and see that at the Amp. And Holly's going to tell you the details of Festival Country Kickoff, because that's going to be a huge one for us, so.
So since this is season 5 at the AMP, we wanted to have a birthday party. So Festival Country was very generous and gave us another $5,000 to help us get this thing going. Hence the name Festival Country Kickoff. We'll have 3 bands. So Jambox will play from 4 to 5:30. 6 to 7:30 will be Dirty Deeds, which is an AC/DC band. And then from 8 to 10, Crush, which is the Bon Jovi tribute band. So, and our sound guy, Scott, got all these guys to work together to share drum kits and different things like that so that we could do this and turn it over so that we could have all these bands in one night on the same stage.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. So we'll also have our food trucks, our beer and wine garden. We're having a giant birthday cake and cupcakes as supplies last, but we'll have enough to feed probably close to 1,000.
Wow, that's
I might
great.
be crazy, but Jamie thinks I am. Face painting, we'll have a photo booth. We're going to have special giveaways so that when people come, they can get put their name in a hat, and we'll give things away all week, all night. We are doing concert shirts again this year, and they're a 5th season celebration shirt. So we'll make sure we get you guys one of those too. So we'll start selling those at that. And Festival Country partners. So different partners with Festival Country around the county will come and set up, and we give them an opportunity to promote their concerts or festivals or whatever they have going on. So it's just kind of a partnership.
Sounds good. Lots going on in Franklin.
So we're excited, and we've ordered really good weather.
All right.
Good.
I like it. Thanks.
The final 3 all happen on the same day.
Okay.
So Friday, May the 22nd is the first day of Kickapoo, which is full.
Are you guys ready?
The Aquatic Center also opens on Friday, May the 22nd. And it's not our event, but Strawberries on the Square is also on May the 22nd down.
Is that Carb Day?
It probably is, yeah.
Carb Day. Okay.
Got to get your strawberries before you go.
Oh, man.
Or see if you can get them the night
She
before.
needs a scheduler. Yeah, exactly. All right, well, that's very exciting. You want to talk about financial reports?
Yep, so they're into the little financial report you always get. The first one, obviously, it's full, it's last year. And then the second one is where we are this year. So you can do some comparisons if you'd like from month to month. So last March, we made $89,000, and this March, we made $89,700. So we're right
Close.
where we should be. I will tell you, last April, we made 75,000 and we're already at about 60 and we're halfway through, so. But as I was creating this, I got to looking at last year's. If you recall, we had this discussion as it was happening to us last year, is April and May were absolutely horrendous weather. If you
Yes.
recall, the reason why the April numbers were down is because Little League didn't even get to play that much because it rained all the time. And if you recall, the first day the pool was open last year was 59 degrees. And the May just really stunk for us too last year. So hopefully we don't repeat that this year. So.
Seems pretty warm, so,
The other one, the park and cemetery appropriation reports, are the city reports, if you'd like to look at those. We're doing really, really well. I had that discussion with Brooke a day or two ago that from our standpoint in parks, we're actually the best we've done in a decade as far as not spending our budget, so, yeah.
Don't be jinxing.
good.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
hopefully nothing breaks.
Yep.
That
We're
is
doing good.
important, that we can't fix.
Right.
All right, well, do we have any comments from the park board? No comments? Thanks, you guys, for coming. This was fun for us, and I hope for you, and it was very informative. We appreciate your time.
I make a motion to adjourn.
All right, do we have a